What's up, guys? Pittsburgh, Weiss Schwarz back again. Gonna do green. Joined today, yet again, Andy, Brandon. Gonna run through Data Bullet, finish it out. This is Brandon's favorite color. It's got the bar, his favorite climax. So this one should be a fun one. Yeah, it's his favorite deck right now. So, all right, we'll kick it off. Andy, go ahead. Got the first card. Also not a Brainstorm. You're lucking out.
This is Brandon's favorite card, the White Queen. Yes, Queen.
Yes. Yes.
When this card attacks, if you have memories collide in your climax zone and you have two or more other characters with date and or elemental in their name, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose a character with date and or elemental among them, put it in your hand, the other go to graveyard, choose one of your other characters, other, in all capitals, with date and or elemental, and give it 1500 power. It's pretty good. It's like a Minami. It's like everything you like about a Minami with none of the drawbacks. You don't even need a reverse.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it goes one less card, but this is just like a better Minami in my book. And it's off bar!
So what's also really good about this card is, well, besides look at 3, take 1, which is just good, is the power it gives. So you can't give it to itself, but you can load up on lanes. Like, I found times where I can tri-fill this, where you can reverse, like sometimes up to 2 lanes against, like, standby, just by tri-filling this, because the mass amount of power it gives.
Yeah, I've never played this card, but I did play the Kokoro and Princess Connect, which is almost the same. It only buffs 1,000, but it could buff to anything. But they were otherwise like the same card. And that card also did really well at like beating over standby. So I imagine this is even better. Because like you think about the way somebody builds up their standby board, right? Like even by level 1, they probably have at least one weak lane, and then you start snowballing the other lanes. So
does this actually snowball as hard as Minami though? Because like
no,
this is only 5k with a 1500 power up.
Minami
6k with a 2k.
Minami would snowball 2k per reverse that you get,
well,
but you got to get a reverse. This is less strings attached.
Well, let me give you the power threshold here. So on their own, they sit at 6k. You almost always get the tri-fill because it's Dow. Anyways, you take, so if you
He's
want
right.
to, they're 6k plus. You always have this backup. I'll go over this later. They'll be 65, or not backup. I almost said backup. Back row card. They'll make them 65. So they're 65 pretty much all the time, anyways. So if you pick one lane, you're gonna make them 8k already. Then on top of that, it's like if you want to, and that's if you just give them to one lane each, or you can just load them up on one and make them 95 on one lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
It's really big.
Costlessly and then non-interactively challenging standby. Like you get your plus, you're out of there. And
it's nice that yeah, like even after your big level 1 combo turn where you maybe triple these, like even throughout the game, this, you know, you just throughout the game you like play another gold bar. You have one of these left over. You still get the power up in another lane too, and your climax combo. So it seems like it scales pretty nicely throughout the game, especially being off of gold bar.
Gold bar, best climax. Okay. Climax for level 1. Yeah, I think these combos are like actually really good. Well positioned for like non-interactive, like generally good combos. Gives you deck speed, helps you challenge big cards. Like the power is good like throughout the game, right? Like when you're looping this, like just throwing it down, even if you lose a lane, it helps your other lanes get over stuff. Very useful climax combo. It's very generalized, but like it's very generally good, and I think that's what's good about it.
Bruh sound effect. You don't even need the dope ass climax filtering cards from yellow. You just play gold bar.
Yeah, well, and,
on your level 1 combo, and you get there.
The climax support that Brandon's referencing is actually a set 1 card, so we won't talk about it, Brandon. If you want to mention it, it's the Yoshino, right? I can like go. I can go get an English copy. I wasn't going to talk about it. Yeah, I like. Well, I mean, it's part of the deck, right? So
yeah, talk about it, Brandon. I love hearing you talk.
Start talking about it. I'll go grab a picture.
So basically, it's 500 to all characters all the time, like no condition, all cards all the time. And if you hit a climax, so you trigger your bar, add the bar to hand, right, and put your blind stock. Then the Yoshino says whenever you trigger a climax, you can ditch a climax, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, take one, and throw the other one away. Yeah. So because the bar goes to your hand, you can immediately just use this to ditch it. It's almost like a bar support, even though it's not. But the way it works out, it's basically a bar support.
It just
I
lets
think
you.
it is a bar support. I think that's what it.
Yeah, I mean, well, it works with bar,
called, right?
or it works with bar or pants. It's a generalized climax support because you can only ditch climaxes. But what it does do, it does give you deck speed when you ditch the bar. It's not selective, but if you're flooding on bars, any way to get bars out of your hand is good. So
isn't that the same effect that's on? Isn't this the same one 8-bar Fate has?
No.
Sakura.
No, 8-bar Fates is selective from clock, which is a lot better than this. But this is still like a way to get stuff out of your hand. Why did it put this
still
weird
very good for the deck.
It's nice that it works with pants and bar.
But it's really good for the deck and for that card. I mean the Yoshino, and it's just overall just it is a lot of good power thresholds that it gives throughout the deck. Just overall, my experience playing the deck. I mean, it's not from Day to Bull, it's from Day to Lie, so but it's there for those that want to make this 8-bar deck.
Yeah, those with deep pockets.
I highly enjoy
that common.
I think it's a rare.
Yeah, it's. I actually think it is a rare.
It's uncommon.
Oh no, it isn't uncommon. Okay, great. So it's probably not that expensive then. People when I make the 8-bar list, then like I said, it's my favorite list. So.
All right, we can move on. Other bar combo. Brandon, go ahead.
This is the White Queen. My queen.
Yes.
When it's placed on the stage or via the Hibiki that we talked about last of the yellow, it heals. And on attack, if you have the climax and 2 other characters, you can pick one of 2 effects. Where have we seen these pick effects before? Maybe the standby Kirby. But you pick one of the effects. The first one is you shuffle 2 cards from their waiting room into their library, and you get 2 soul. If you do this ability, a lot of the times you're going to be side attacking their lane, which is actually really nice because like you can get around backups or whatever you want to by doing this, and you don't have to overswing. Otherwise, or if your opponent's bleeding out climaxes, sometimes you actually do just let yourself get the soul and just destroy them for 5 soul. That actually does happen sometimes. And the other ability is you may pay 2, or sorry, not pay 2, or pay 2 stock to burn 2. What I like about this effect is it does allow the bar deck to. So this bar deck is unwhiffable, is what I've said. Like this is if you like a deck that almost can never fail, where you almost always have a good game, it's pretty much this 8-bar deck because even if you're bleeding and you have almost no stock to work with, the climax combo, the one half of it doesn't require stock. So it's just really nice for that.
Oh, you mean like the finisher? It's like stockless.
Yeah, there are 2 options. Like, one is stock, one is not.
So if you're just eating shit that entire game, you can just, okay, well, I guess I'm going for the first half of the combo instead. You see, you don't really whiff. But if you're doing great, then you can just destroy them with burns.
Oh, okay. I was looking for like a 2 in the circle to like pay the cost. Never mind.
Yeah,
they had it worded weird.
It's modular, so it's like they have to say it in a different way to avoid putting like a cost symbol on there of how Weiss Schwarz cards are worded.
But it's just an overall solid card. Like,
yeah, it's not like most remarkable finisher, but it's a good like top end for a non-interactive like run clean kind of deck.
I feel like they're probably going for like a little bit of flavor here, making this so similar to the set 1 Kurame. Because they kind of do similar things, right? You have a modular finisher, one of the modes being shuffle cards back and hit them. The other mode being just a straight burn effect.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's similar to the standby Kurame from set 1. Similar. It's not as I'm not going to call it as broken as the set 1, but it's overall very good, and it's also
they learned from their mistakes. You can only put 2 modes on a card, not 3.
The finisher itself, I think, is actually just okay.
They've learned.
I think the finisher itself is actually just like a decent finisher. I'll give it the plus for like the modularity, I guess.
I like the thing Brandon said too about how if they're just out a lot, you can just like front attack and just slam them.
Having any amount of shuffle back, even if it's only 2 and the card gains 5 soul, so like this is weirdly not good at punishing like a 1 card deck because like it's on attack and it only shuffles 2 and the card gets like 2 soul. So
but then at that point you could like side though,
yeah,
right?
you could side at level 2.
Them.
You could side at level 3 for 2. But yeah, I mean it's not as good at punishing stuff like that, but it's some modularity there. I think it's a fine card. I think it works very well in
this card, but
I think it works very well in the deck that it's in, and but like I don't think the card itself is too remarkable, but it is a very playable top end.
I don't think it's like I don't think unremarkable is bad though. You know, I think it's like extremely solid. You have a modular finisher off of Gold Bar. It heals. 2 different ways to push damage. One of them being stockless.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Unremarkable doesn't mean bad. It just means nothing like new to see.
Yeah, it's nothing like super crazy, but it is good.
Very like rock solid. Yeah.
Card also has a gorgeous SP. Can't stress this enough. There's like the foil climaxes. There's foil climaxes for the finisher climaxes, and both this bar and the Kermie choice, and like these actual cards, the White Queen and the Kermie. They're like, super pretty. Some of the nicest foils that we've seen in a long time. All right, we can move on. Got this White Queen Brainstorm. It is a self-tap salvage Brainstorm. Hell yeah, best Brainstorm. And it also has grappling hook stapled to it. So on play from hand to stage, you can pay 2. Choose one of your opponent's characters, move to an empty slot on their stage, so you can drag up one of their back rows. Really cool when your Brainstorm just has a random like fuck you effect on it that might just destroy your opponent's entire game plan. It's a really good upside. I mean, it gets worse the quote unquote higher tables you play at, unless somebody's just having a really bad game and you get to like grind it in. But like that usually doesn't matter when the games are going that bad. But they're really good like Swiss killer effect.
In what sense? Just like if
when people are like crushing on Brainstorms, like the people that are like slamming you with 2 souls or whatever, right? And like they're losing their board and like they're just hitting 3+ on their Brainstorm every turn and still canceling. It like it lets you do stuff like that. And just like
you're not allowed to do that. And it's an on play, not a start.
Yeah, it can randomly be really good, right? That you're playing 2 to 3 grappling hooks in your deck at no deck building concession, right? Like that's why it's cool. It's just there. You didn't have to do anything different.
It's a meaningful pay 2. There's not really a lot of effects in this game that are like meaningful, that are like an on command pay 2 to like dig 2 down into your stock. There's a lot of ways to just pay out 1 for a Brainstorm or to whatever.
Like
this can actually pay out 3 total.
2s, yeah.
Well, you pay 2 unplayed, drag their character, and then which actually translates to a plus because you run it over. And then Brainstorm immediately.
One thing also to note, this actually became relevant in one game. I literally won a game because of this. I used it. The grappling hook almost never comes up, but it was level 3. You could pull their stuff to the front so you don't get the direct lane. So when your Kermie finisher, the one that gives all this extra soul, if they decide, I'm just gonna not give him any lanes to side attack, so he hits for massive damage, right? Because they want the plus, like the 5, like the +2 soul just to destroy them or to hit as hard as I can to cancel. I pulled up their back row level 3, so I could side attack it, and I killed him because of it.
Yeah.
You know what? You can pull stuff forward, but you can also push it back too. They have some like soul wall in front of you or something. Maybe you like push it to the back row and just tell them to fuck right off.
They have an empty slot
I didn't realize
back there.
That's really funny too.
It can only move to empty. It's like Forest Torch. But
it's really funny, yeah.
It is still a play you can do.
And salvage Brainstorm is really good too, just because there's not a whole lot of
like
salvage effects.
When you staple a powerful but like otherwise like costly like deck building concession effect to a card that you just include in your deck, it just becomes better. So I think that's what it takes
for something like this to be playable.
Yeah, they have to be stapled to otherwise, like the MLS discussion, right? I think it is an A. Like, I think having like a random like angle shot like game winner effect on like blowout effect on like your Brainstorm of all things is like really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, like, when's the 500 extra power like on a Remy Brainstorm ever come up?
Well, a lot, but it's sneaky.
Oh
right?
yeah,
This
but
is
it's
more,
like it's quiet. This is like boom in your face, like gotcha.
Yeah, like this is like it's like much more bombastic and in your face. Yeah, you're right.
My kind of card.
All right, next, back to Andy.
We have Yas Queen with some nice heterochromia going on here.
Ain't alive. They all have heterochromia.
That's like the two different color eyes.
Yeah.
Anime trope.
Ain't Alive invented cringy heterochromia. What are you talking about?
All your characters with White Queen in their name get the ability. At the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you could put a character in your memory with date or elemental into your waiting room. Choose one of your... Okay, so all of your White Queens gets the effect. You can send a character from memory to waiting room to stand and swap two of your characters.
Yes.
Discard and something else. And then all of your other level 0 and lower characters gain 500 power, and the ability, when this gets reversed in battle, if you have 2 or less characters in memory, you send this to memory. Okay.
Very confusing.
So I think the whole point of it is that
this card sits in your back row, and it gives your level 0s 500 power, and when they die, as long as you don't have 3 memory, you can send it to memory. And then as long as it's in your back row, you can swap your White Queens all around the board, provided you didn't dump all your memory yet.
But then later on, you can like switch a level 0 from back row forward or something, have it go to memory.
And then open up a swap, yeah.
It just seems kind of meh.
I honestly don't know what to make of this card. Because, like, the fact to get the zeros into your memory is just going to be so easy. Like, anytime a 0 dies, boom, it goes to memory. So, like, maybe you actually can consistently start, like, moving your queens back and forth however you please.
Maybe. I don't think... The thing with the White Queen cards is, like, they don't win board. Like, it's like a fishbowl your turn kind of deck. So, like, you're, like, protecting it by, like, moving things into your opponent's chump lane. But, like, if your level 0s were crashing, it's not like a neg, right? Like, the cost, like, fulfills itself. It's a little weird. Because, like, you're not ditching hand to do it, right? You're just, like, popping cards from memory.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not, like, as big of a deal.
Here's the only real issue with this card, though. So you slam your level 0s into them, your 0s die, would fill your memory up. But then you have no lanes to stand and swap.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
But I guess on your follow-up turn... But I guess I see what you're saying, that it's not, like, immediately impactful.
Yeah, it's like a weird long game kind of card for, like, a deck that, at least in my experience, from what I've seen Brandon play, it is not that kind of strategy. But, I don't know, it's interesting at least. I'm too afraid to, like, give it any... You know, I'll err on the thing. I think it's probably bad. I think it's probably bad. But I don't think it's...
Typically speaking, things that are real weird like this end up being bad.
They're either broken or
they end up being super broken.
They're either super broken or really bad. And I don't know. I feel like Data Bullet's been out for a really long time, and I feel like someone would have broke this a lot faster. But it is
someone link this video to Milk Tea.
Yeah, somebody break this. This is really interesting. What I like about it is that, like, if this card could come online at level 0, like, you stand by this card out at level 0. And then, like, your level 0s, your opponent clears them, they, like, die. And then you play, like, a more normal, like, game after that. But then you just have stand and swap. But then it only moves White Queens. And White Queens aren't tanky cards.
Do we have a big, chonky 2/2 White Queen?
No, I don't think you do. At least...
No, just not.
Yeah, like, so it's like, it's a little weird. I think the fact that it only moves White Queens is probably what makes it bad. Because you don't lose hand for it. You don't lose hand for it. That's the most interesting part about it, is that you're just popping these cards from memory to waiting room, and they're probably level 0s that weren't meant to go to memory anyway. So, like, it's truly free.
All we need is a level 2 target, right? Then you could just have 8 standby white queen.
No, you need
no good white queens.
You need a 1/1 target too.
If it said all of your characters in general.
Well, the way Stand Swap works, right, is
really
you can use a white queen as a surrogate to move another card around.
That is true. You can move. You could switch this with something else.
See, the big thing why you don't even think about a card like this right now is because Yoshino Adachi is still legal. But like in Japanese, that card's probably getting banned. Actually, either that or the Brainstorm is going on the choice list. That was going to get banned again.
Why would you put a Brainstorm on a fucking choice list? They have a million Brainstorms. They're all good.
Because that one pops back to hand. It's also their standby. That Toka's really overspec. So we already talked about. If you want to listen to us talk about cards that are all broken, you can go watch our other Data Life set review. But yeah, this card's really interesting. I don't know. Maybe this profile will show back up in another set, because I think this is pretty cool.
Nijigasaki set 2.
Please no more Nijigasaki cards. I don't want to see. If I just never see 8 standby Nijigasaki again, I'll be happy. Whose card is this?
Pretty
Brandon. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. There are 2 or fewer climaxes. Early play. If you have 2 other characters, gets 2,000 power. And when it's placed, draw 2, ditch 1.
That's cross turn power. Yeah. Cross turn power.
Yeah.
11K. It's a fat early play.
That's kind of whatever. Because again, you're playing this in an 8-bar list. You're going to be drawing or triggering into all your bars anyway. So,
it's ditch out.
Or using your.
It is a cantrip.
You have your pants support anyway. So you have that to find whatever you want. Typically speaking, this is just unnecessary for the deck.
Yeah, I don't think you need it. I do like that it's 2 or less, and then like there is a 4 or more early play, so you can mix your conditions. But I don't think you need the card. Brandon's probably right. The card on its own is probably fine. But
it's a chonky white queen. We were just talking about that.
It is a chonky white queen, but it is also it's early play. But then you can't stand by it.
You get a plus. Feeling generous.
One of the only cards white queen that I've
It's your standby target and your early play,
dude. Power.
Yeah, this card's still just again. It's an okay card, but your set just overall has like 3 or 4 different better answers for getting.
I guess this is Data Life,
whatever you need.
It is Data Life.
Yeah. If you were not Data Life, this card might go up a whole letter. But
yeah, I feel that.
All right. Who is this?
It's my turn.
I
don't know who this girl is.
I only watched the first of the 2 Data Bullet movies, so I'm not even sure.
She looks like a doll.
It says doll. This card gains doll.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
You're right. She is a doll.
Yeah, doll on a shelf or something.
Who's reading this? Oh, Carmen.
That's my card.
Is it?
Oh, it's your. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Andy
Wait, no.
Go ahead.
I just read the last one.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Carmen.
All right. This is on the stage against doll. I think we already covered that. All of your level 0 or lower characters get Encore. Okay. And then you can rest 2 of your characters to give a character 2K. Interesting. There are level 1s that have like the demerit. This gets -1 level on stage. So I think it's intended to be used with those cards. It's some sort of small package with like this doll girl and some other cards, if I remember correctly. Encore to level 0s, Rest 2 characters, give 2K. Also,
I agree with Andy. It's pretty freaking bad.
This is pretty not good.
F for freaking bad.
Yeah, it's pretty not good. Okay, all right.
That's the worst card we've seen in a while. I can't believe it's Endow.
All right.
We can't have all good cards, right?
Right. Another. Sawa. Oh, it's one of the girls from the other card.
Sawa. Whatever.
Whatever. When you play Sawa from your hand to the stage. You can discard a climax if you do. Choose a date or elemental in your waiting room. Add it back. Nice effect with all those gold bars. Another filter. When you play it, from stage to waiting room, you can discard a card. Choose one of those shit cards and add it back to hand.
Well, one of them is not complete shit.
Yeah, as I say, the green one's actually okay-ish. The yellow one's the only one that's absolutely just.
Is a double filter though? It's a filter on play and a filter on death.
It's a double filter all the way. I don't know the first filter is great, but like the second one, it's nice to have it. If this was like a better card, like on its own, then that second effect would be nice. If this was like a better.
What is it? Didn't we see the Mio and Hololive, which was just a on play climax to salvage and on death climax to salvage? And this is like slightly worse than that. Well, it's a lot worse than that actually. Because you use it in the same way. But
if that green card was like all that, then maybe. But
yeah, I think it's probably fine. It's probably fine. All right, next, Brandon.
On this card attacks, choose one of your characters, and it gets 1500 power. This card's placed on the stage from the waiting room or memory, and you have all data life cards. You may pay once and search your library for up to a copy of this card and place it in any slot of your stage. So
rested.
You place place it rested. So you place it and it just replaces it. It's like it pluses you theoretically. You place it in your back row, obviously, when you get a copy of itself. Not really sure what to think of a card like this. I haven't had too much experience with these kind of cards, but
like a weird. You can't attack with it on the same turn. I feel like these cards that spawn stuff out of deck, usually they can attack. Like there was a one in Overlord. There's one in Mob Psycho.
I mean, this is a plus, right? The way I'm reading it is.
It's a plus. It's a plus.
Yeah.
There's some other way to interact with this where it comes out of memory. But like I don't know, it's like a level fucking 0. I don't care. Card's probably bad. I'll just slap
Plus
it with
1500 power makes me think maybe there's some potential, but I also really don't want to think about it, so I'm just going to give it the F.
Yeah, I don't think the card's pretty good.
I think it's okay because it is a plus. I mean, but it's kind of whatever.
Well, wait, is this Yui Kunoichi?
Yeah, it's like one of those cards, like the fucking who's her name from Overlord that spawns herself out of deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's her name?
I can't remember. It's like that, but the card comes down rested, so you can't even attack with it. So I don't know what's up with that. Well, who knows?
I watched Naruto. I know that
it can trigger if your opponent blinks this. You can do it on your opponent's turn. Broken. All right, next, Brandon.
That one's me. I just did the last one.
Did you?
Everyone was talking at the same time there. What the hell's going on?
Carmen.
Okay, it's me. Whatever.
Carmen. This one's you, Carmen.
White Queen. Your other character with Data Elemental on the front row center slot gets 1k. And then when you trigger a climax with a bar icon, you can draw a ditch. There's another bar support. Brandon, you played both. You opted for the Yoshino instead of this one. I'm going to go grab the Yoshino and put it on the slide.
I found the global power much more important than just the one in the middle.
Okay.
And I just did. I found the global power much more important. And I don't know, just drawing a card is not as good as looking at you taking one. I mean, it's simple as that also.
Yeah, I guess if you have the choice.
It's only draw a card. That's like strictly worse.
Yeah.
I think especially if you said, Brandon, you were saying that the green deck's more of an attacking deck than a defending deck too, and I think I'd rather have this spread out 500 power, 500 global than focused 1000 power.
If you're playing the green deck, there's some games where you'll quite literally just play climax and turn sideways every turn because you can. And because you always have hand, you will always have hand with this deck. You always have like full hand. You always have full board. You always have 1,000 stock, and you just keep doing it till your opponent dies.
Yeah, dude, bar trigger's cracked.
Bar trigger is cracked. It's still a climax support for bar. I'll give it like a C-, because it is objectively worse than the Yoshino. But it's still a way to filter bar mid-combat. And I don't think your back row is very clouded in this deck. You can afford to have this sit back there. So it's
Carmen,
still fine.
what I give the Yoshino in the last video?
I can't remember. What do you mean the last video? We didn't rate the
Didn't
Yoshino.
you just grab the slide from the Data Life slide? Or
no.
never mind.
What's it matter? Why?
Because I was going to give this a little bit worse. I don't remember what I gave the other one.
We rated this card like a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hard, like,
now it's Andy.
Yoshino,
okay.
I was gonna say Yoshino a year ago, like they didn't have this kind of 8-bar support that they did before.
True. The bar deck was a lot different.
It's like was non-existent almost.
Okay. Yeah. So, here she is. If you have 2 or fewer cards, huh?
No, then go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 or fewer other cards in your memory. You can pay 1. Look at 3 cards on the top of your deck. Get a Data or Elemental. Put it in your hand. This goes to memory. Kind of boring. This reminds me a lot of the Rem from Memory Snow. And that card is a super, super dope second effect. And the card is still hard to accommodate and play. So this card, without a super dope second effect,
in normal decks,
very sad.
In normal decks, these cards are just like compression neutral deck speed, and like stockouts at 0, and they are good when you play them with clean cut, which Data Live does have. Like my initial drafts of like the bar decks were playing this card and clean cut, and another card which is like a payoff for having any memory at all. That I personally like. Brandon didn't end up playing that package. But
I also ended up cutting this card entirely.
This is just the best memory card like that you could play to facilitate another card.
Yeah. If you're running the memory package at all, this is the card.
Yeah, you just run 3 of this and you're done. That's it.
If you're running the memory package, this card's fine, but it's like if you're playing the bar deck, my only real issue with experimenting with the bar deck is you have a lack of good turn 1 attackers in that deck. You have clean cut, and that's about it. And I end up running other cards from the data or from the actual Data Life set instead of this card because I wanted actual turn 1 plays, and this card's just dig 3, go to memory. It's a card, and it makes you feel like you have to use them. You have to use it. Like I don't like cards where you feel like you have to put this in memory every time. I don't like this kind of effects.
Yeah, it's really awkward to play with.
I don't believe in milling the crap out of yourself and putting the memory just because you can. And this card encourages that.
I think these cards are actually really good when you use them correctly. I think that you only use them as compression neutral stockouts when you trigger climaxes early. And that is their core use.
If you're trying to hit this memory condition early or something, it's like awkward.
Well, it's not really a condition if you just play it as is, right? There's like 1 payoff card that's worth anything, and it only needs like 1 of this card in memory, I think. And it's like not a core game plan, it's like an auxiliary card.
I guess, but it's still like a shit body with...
It's not, it's 2,500 power.
Oh my god, it's not the new 3,000.
It is.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. 3,000 is oversized.
Is not the new 3,000.
25,000 is...
respect, shut up.
25,000 is vanilla stats.
It doesn't matter. You're not going to have this as a body anyways because you're going to throw it away into memory.
Yeah, again, this is a card you use with
No, but I get what Brandon's saying. It sucks to open with this because they're going to run it over on the way back.
Oh my god, it's not a card you open with. Why would you just slam this down? It's a card with a stock effect. Why would you ever play a card with a stock effect first?
It's a level 0 you need to play.
Well, that's the issue. All the level 0s in the bar deck pretty much are all stock playing cards, except for the clean cut, and that's why I cut this in my bar deck.
Look, This is a compression neutral stock out that's also deck speed. As it so happens, in this Stayed Alive deck that Brandon likes to play, you have no lack of deck speed tools. But this profile, I'm not going to sit here and be told that this profile is bad. This profile is objectively good. It doesn't fit very well in this specific set, but the profile is good. Comparing it to fucking Rem, for a deck that gets fucking completely stock dinged out the ass to do literally nothing, fucking shit deck memories now. Like, sure. Yeah, like the card feels like shit. Because you're just constantly getting dinged in stock. You're not accomplishing anything. Your opponent puts a 7K in front of you and you lose board for the rest of the game. Yeah, I'm sure it does feel like shit in that kind of deck. But like the profile itself is pretty good.
I was more or less just comparing the Rem to this card.
Well, yeah,
it's the same power line, but the Rem actually has that other effect to stop burn damage. That Rem's the best card in Memory Snow. That's the only reason you'd ever play Memory Snow is for that Rem.
Probably.
And it's still fucking annoying having to send it to memory.
Well, the difference is having to versus just doing it when you need to. Like, when you play this card in normal deck, you play it when you want to stock out in some deck speed. And then it's compression neutral because the card deleted itself and went to memory. That's why they're nice. When you play them like a normal deck would, and not a shitty deck like Memory Snow. I'm gonna always shit on Memory Snow every chance I get, you know that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's deserved.
Dude, you just wait. December's coming up. It's gonna be Memory Snow every day.
Not even legal at the Christmas event. You have to play blue.
No, wait, that's so stupid. We need to change the fucking rule on that. That's so dumb. That is so stupid.
Make a allowance for Memory Snow.
Yeah, that honestly, yeah, like come on.
That is
literally about snow
that is
and
so funny.
And Christmas.
That's so funny. You're not allowed to play Memory. You can play Betty or Ram.
We'll have some words after this video.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I didn't even think about that. All right, next card. Who dis? Brandon? Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, I think so. Volition. Yeah, this memory. That card that we just talked about, it's in the memory. It's 2,000 power, so it's at 6. It's a drop searcher.
Yeah, it's a 6K level 1 drop search.
It's kind of whatever. My experience, I tried this card for about a week and got rid of it because this card seemed kind of the most meh card in the world.
I don't think you have a reason to like play this, but it's not a bad card. It's like a fine card.
See, I like drop searchers when you use your drop search, you get your level 1 combo, and then you combo them.
Well, yeah,
this is like a level 1 that wants to be attacking.
What do you mean? Wait. What are you talking about? This is perfect for those. Wait, Andy, hold on. You're literally about to contradict yourself. Let me save you. So you're saying that you don't like when you play a drop searcher, get your combo, and then play your combo. Okay, so think about.
I like
Andy. No.
I need to, right?
Okay, no.
If this was 0-0, I could play it a turn in advance, search my combo.
Sure. But think about it. What about this case, right? You have this card. You have 1 combo, and you have your climax, right?
I could play my 6K on attack combo, or I could play this 6K.
No, listen, right? So you have 1 combo, you have your climax, you have this card, right?
Yeah.
So this card is so much better in that situation because it is a level 1 6K.
Yeah, but it's so much worse.
Well, Andy, what would you?
No.
Listen, if it was a level 0, you would be conceding that lane. You would be crashing that lane, and now you're winning board in all your lanes because this card's a level 1. This is like, you know what this card is like most similar to? It's like similar to the fucking climax swap that like we saw in like Sal Alice Volume 2. Like the fucking scene on climax swap that was like also a like reasonable body on play. Like this is like kind of similar to that. It's a lot. It's worse. Like it's not as like sick as that card, but like it's good for the same reasons. Like it's a fucking drop search, dude. Does it really matter if it's level 0 or level 1? Like I played a decent fucking amount of like.
I kind of think so.
I don't think so. I've been playing like. I was refreshing myself on Konokari because we were like doing the set review or whatever relatively recently, and like I really don't think it fucking matters actually.
I don't know. What if like a more modern like JP set had this, like Grisaya or something? Would you play it?
If I had the choice between this and a level 0 like a level 0 drop search, and the drop search was like didn't have a remarkable second effect, I'd probably choose the level 1 actually, because like I like auxiliary level 1 cards too. They're very comfy. Like auxiliary level 1 cards are very good. Like I think.
You'd love Grisaya then. They have this like exact fucking card. No one plays it. It's a double rare. They have a level 1 drop searcher. It's green.
Oh, the UG.
Sucks.
The UG doesn't suck.
No one plays it.
It doesn't. They don't. No one played it because it was green. The card itself wasn't that bad.
I remember having to play that card because I'm like, fuck, I need a green card to play.
I don't remember that card actually being bad. Now I need to see if I'm being gaslit or not. So I'm gonna go look up Grisaya.
Well, it exists. No, the card exists. The UG does exist.
I know the UG exists, but I don't remember that card being bad. I remember it being green.
It was fine. It was just green.
No shell supporting green. Yeah, this card was fine. Yeah. This card was like, wait, this card is even better than that. It was a drop search and it was plus 1500 power somewhere.
Yeah, but it didn't see play.
Oh, no, it gets 1500 power, so it's a 6K. No, the only reason it wasn't played is because no shell was in green at 1. That was not why it didn't see play. Like, Jason sleeved this card up with, like, the fucking, like, Machina that bounces back to hand, and that fucking deck was good.
I played the card. I sleeved it up in the Bunny Girl Union deck.
You probably did something wrong. You always sleeve up something wrong.
What do you know? That was my best Grisaya deck I made, dude. That deck was sick. That was the one with Aerosmith.
And the one with Aerosmith was pretty sick. That deck was dank. Okay. Do you get where I'm coming from now?
All we really do here is just jerk each other off. That kind of is what happens.
Were you like? Do you get what I'm saying though? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's made better in those situations because it gives you like a reasonable body.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but I don't know. For me, having like the extra playable.
Okay, it's stapled. Like, it does come at a cost. It's stapled to this fucking memory card that you'd have to play previously, so it's probably worse. Brandon's probably right. It's probably a C-. But like cards.
I wasn't even thinking about the memory card.
Yeah, it's fine.
I figure you have the Ricky, so again, why would you ever run this?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need it in this deck.
I guess it's like it is a way to get like a bar out of your hand, like if you're flooding on bars. Ricky doesn't let you discard.
Alright. Next. Yeah. Alright, so this card gets -1 level on stage, so it works with that white queen that sends level 0s to memory, which is kinda cool. And then it is a blind stalker, but only if you have a climax down when it gets a reverse. This card's pretty cool for 8-bar. Always have a climax down, so this is like your go-to like auxiliary level 1. And like if you have that support that Brandon plays down and you have a climax down, the card's a 7K. Snipe a lane with that pretty easy. You can also buff it with your climax combo. Make sure you get a reverse. Just get some extra stock charging in there.
This is my go-to auxiliary level 1. This is my card I use to destroy standby decks. Like I said, I'll play my other 2 lanes of the level 1 combo. Just throw all your power into this thing. It's like 10K or something like that. A level 1 that just destroys level 2s.
And then gets you stock. Nice.
Yeah, and it gives you. That's the reason you play it. You play it because your deck. So again, I'm just gonna keep referencing how the 8-bar deck just kind of works. This deck has almost no hand requirement at all. You can have like 4 cards going into your finishing turn and be fine, but you want more stock than anything, and this assists with that. So
yeah, it lets you play early plays and like not feel bad. You're not expending a lot of resources.
Brandon, how do you feel about the -1 level on this card? Does that matter at all?
Hardly ever. Actually, if anything, it's a plus because then you play this card on your level 3 turn and your opponent can't side it. So if anything, it actually helps you.
That's true. That's true.
I don't think it matters with a card like this that only wants to win on its turn. usually
That could come up with the level 3 play though. Like it helps build stock. Like if you really are hard up for the stock for the burn effect, you can like generate some extra stock with this.
You can,
And then
yeah.
even if this is left
You do
lingering
get
behind,
during,
you don't care.
You do get during combat, so you can use it to assist with your level 3. You could make, if you're just missing out on stock or cards, you can do 2 lanes of Big Queen and 1 lane of this, and it can assist you getting the stock required to go for 2 the burn 2s. So yeah.
I'll just copy Brandon here. B-.
All right, next. Back to Andy.
Okay. We have the Queen. When you play it from hand to stage, choose a card in your opponent's front row. That character gets minus 1,000 power. When you play this from hand to stage, you can discard a card. If you do, choose a character in your clock, add it to hand, clock yourself.
So was that a VR Chat Knuckles reference?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I heard the clicks. Okay.
This card is Dawei. I'd say this is Dawei. This is two effects on play is pretty nice. Neg 1,000 is like actually enough to kill something. Sometimes.
It's a hand
or
filter.
to like help you get over a lane. If you're not outright killing something and opening up a lane at level 0, you could just like, I don't know, shrink something down.
It's a weird filter card because it's on play. Just get a character from your clock.
Honestly, instead, like you were saying, Brandon, like why would you play the drop searcher over the Ricky? I think this would be a much better card to complement it. This helps you get like a gold bar out of your hand, while not being a redundant search effect.
Maybe. My issue with this card is it seems like limited selectivity because you can only get a card from your clock. As opposed
it's fine. Like,
but it's a free filter though, right? You have to pay for drop search. This is free.
Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah,
that's like the going rate on these effects. It's not understated.
Yeah, I don't like when they can only grab characters, but these profiles are okay.
I don't like putting the top part of my deck into my clock. I am not a fan of those kind of cards.
I don't think these effects are ever like super unplayably bad, but they aren't super desirable either. They got to be stapled to something else.
If you're not a Rick yet, I also don't like just clocking from top of deck.
This seems great. This seems great in bar. In like 8 bar, this seems like.
Well, you have built-in like trigger filter on your attack phase if you're flooding. You don't need like main phase bar filter as much, but like it's still a fine costless ditch
Jesus,
out.
Carmen, can I like the card?
Yeah, you're allowed. I'm just saying stuff, dude.
That's what
we're here for.
Keep in mind also that I was saying like, I mean, it's not very big though, so I mean, it's your first.
But yeah, you shrink something. You bring them down to her level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Next.
What?
Who's this? This is Brandon.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, 500 assist and pay 2, rest, search. Yep. That's all she wrote.
Yep.
This card seems. Yep. I'll agree. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think this card doesn't do anything. This is boring.
It's like the most average. This is the most average card.
I don't even think. Well, the thing is, like, I don't even think it's that bad, right? It's like a pay 2.
No, it's not bad.
It's not even that bad. It's just like, what? Why would you ever sleeve this? Like, you have so much better to be doing with your stock, I think, than ever doing this. Not even global 5.
It is a plus. It is a +1, and I mean, I wouldn't.
Why would you ever play it? Okay, dude, the Virgin White Queen versus the Chad Toka pay 3 ditch 2 search 2.
Oh,
yeah. All right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Next, the 4K. You can't play events or backups. Can't play events is a real drawback if this card lives into your level 1 and you're playing My Little Shido, which these non-standby decks regularly do for deck speed and modularity.
Yep. That's why I gave it D- really, for that reason alone.
For Dal, it is actually a really bad drawback.
If this was any other set, I would give this a solid C or C+, honestly. But because the way Dal works, And because any deck that's not 8 standby will more than likely be playing the event, this card becomes an ass.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Oh well. I mean, you have the 4K like Toka. It's blue, but like that card's just better than this anyway. We got 4K Futaba. Alright, back to Andy.
Alrighty. We got another white background. Another character that no idea who the hell this is. Beginning of your climax step, your opponent may put the top 2 cards of their stock into the waiting room. If they do, for the turn, this card cannot front attack. This is a much better 4K than that previous card.
Yep.
The drawback on this card's not actually a drawback.
Well, until it is.
No, it's not.
Until it randomly is.
No, it's really not ever going to be. Like, you're not really running 4 of this card.
I
This is
swear
like a
to God,
supplementary
Andy.
level 0. You
The
run like
first
1 or 2
time
of this.
You've never
Play it to earn 1 or...
Since we had this argument originally, way back when, I think it was on Slime. I think the Milim was the first one that had this effect. I swear to God, Andy, the first time you fucking play one of these 4Ks, and the first time you're forced to play one down at level 3, I'm going to fuck you with this drawback. Just to show you that it does exist.
Put it in front of your level 0 or in the open lane or something.
I'll be playing standby. Trust.
No, standby.
It's fine. This card's
What do you mean?
whatever,
Everybody
but
plays standby. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right. Brandon.
All right. If you got some memory, this card is a base 6K, and this is when it attacks, you may pay this cost. So you pay this cost ahead of time, where you discard a bar climax. And it gets an additional 1500 power, and when it gets a reverse, you may draw a card. I know Carmen's a big supporter of this card. I am not.
I like the mid attack phase climax out. What I don't like is that this card is draw a card. Every time I think about this card, I think it's salvage, because the one in Assault Lily is salvage, and that card's really good. And then you remind me every time that this card is draw a card, and I go, oh. And that's exactly what just happened right now, is I thought this card was salvage this whole set review, and you just reminded me it was draw a card. Again, for the, 10th time. But it is a mid-attack phase, out for your bar.
Do you like this better than the Drop Searcher?
No. I like the Drop Searcher.
I'm gonna be honest. I like the Drop Searcher more than this.
Really?
Yeah.
I just don't.
What is wrong with you guys?
What?
Wait.
What?
I'm just
I like
saying.
this
I don't
way
like...
better than the Drop Searcher. This is way better than the Drop Searcher. What are you talking about?
Here's my issue with this card. You have to pay the cost ahead of time.
What do you mean?
So
It's on attack, you pay it.
Yeah, you're right. You have to pay it ahead of time. But then if your opponent plays a backup, they'll deny your draw.
Oh my god, this is swinging for 6K. It's big. You put it
Actually, it's
weaker.
75. It's 75, but it's still. You're right. You can't just put it in front of the weaker lane. But I don't like paying the cost. And again, you're only going to be big, and that's if you get the correct memory requirement, which you may or may not even have.
Well, the other thing, now that I think about it, is it directly conflicts with playing towards your blind stalker as well, because you want your blind stalker to get your power and get your reverse, because you need the stock more than you care about this filter. I think.
I'm just comparing this to the Drop Searcher. This card is way cooler and way better.
Yes, the text is different than something you recognize.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And this is new and exciting.
This is also off of a climax.
Give me boring.
With a climax. But...
Give me boring or give me death. I want all my cards to be boring.
Like I said, I like
next card.
I like the stock card, the auxiliary stock card better than this card. So.
Oh wow,
I think the stalker's better.
You weren't killing. You weren't kidding. This card is boring. I don't even know who this bitch is.
She's the one on the other card. Oh, that's what's in her bag. It's a sword.
So it gets -1 level on its stage. So it also gets eaten by the White Queen. There's some sort of flavor here. And then during your turn, it's plus 4K. So it's a 8K. Wow. If only fucking Data Live had Ramrest. This is even better than the sex robot. This is Power Crept sex robot. It's 5K bigger, 500 power bigger than Sex Robot.
That actually is like a pretty good interaction with the White Queen, though. Like
Yeah,
swinging for 8K, they
and
swing
then
back
then
over
it gets
this.
eaten. Yeah.
Yeah, they could side this. It's level 0, but then you get to untap with your 8K.
Like a 9K with a climax down if you play it with the other card that's also the Blind Stalker is also level 0. I don't know. These cards are only good when you play them with Ramrus, and they fuck
That's
off
the type
memory.
of chonker we need in the Queen deck, dude.
These cards are not very good. All right. Back to
Oh
Andy.
boy, doll girl.
Oh, yeah.
On the field, she's a doll and minus a level. For each of your other level 0 or lower characters, this gets 500 power. What the
What
fuck?
the fuck's the lore, dude?
So-
It's just like, did the White
likes
Queen
dolls?
like eat the doll girl and eat the girl with the sword and
I don't know. Again, I never saw the
eat the
second
girl from the
movie.
bathtub, like, or eat the girl with the headphones? Like, what's the flavor here? Like, I don't understand. I thought this entire movie was just about Kurumi and weird, edgy, white hair Kurumi, and they would shoot each other with guns.
Well, this girl likes dolls, so
It's
she's
actually pretty
definitely
close
creepy.
to what it is.
Is
So
it?
she's
Or
like
whatever.
a-
That was what the doujin I read was, except there was some other stuff going on in that. Scissoring.
In the Dojin.
Oh.
Card sucks.
Yeah, this
You
is
send me a
fucking
link to that one,
terrible.
Carmen.
Oh
Send me a link to that one, Carmen. I'd be able
no,
to see it. I
well,
need it.
can't find it.
No.
Post a link to it in the video,
There we
Carmen,
go.
for
Yeah.
everyone to see.
Nope.
If you know the Dojin, post the 6
Yeah, if
digit
you know
code in the
you put that
comments.
6-digit code in the comments. Whose card is
Please.
this?
For me.
Brandon.
Brandon, go ahead.
That was the next one. All right, we got a 2/1 level assist and 500 assist, and when you trigger a climax, you may draw 2, ditch 2. This card's whatever.
Comes online too late. The Yoshino's just better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think it's too
Big old
bad,
lead.
but like it's the 2/1 climax assists are just way too late in the game a lot of the time. They're only good when you like upgrade them, and I think this is like actually just straight worse than the Yoshino. Like pretty much all the time. You just want the Yoshino down.
Yeah.
2/1 White Queen. With each of your other background characters gains 2k power, so it's 10k. 2/1 10k, already hate it. What else do you do? During the turn this is played from the hand of the stage, the battle opponent becomes reversed. You may pay 1. Rest one of your other standing characters. If you do, search your deck for character should your opponent put in your hand. Wow. I hate everything about it.
It's your level 2 Queen standby target.
No. I hate it. I hate everything about these. Like, stop printing 2/1 10Ks. I don't want to see a 2/1 10K ever again. Here's what the good 2/1s are. Okay? They kill fucking the ones that kill fucking shit. The ones that when they die they kill shit. The ones that like their supports. Like seriously, stop trying to make 2/1s happen. They're not going to happen. Stop trying to make it happen. Like that's all I have. Stop trying to make 2/1 10Ks happen. I'm so over it. I'm done.
Sounds like you get angry when
No, I just hate seeing this. Like even in the common slot, I hate seeing this completely wasted space. Like at least this card we just talked about, this 2/1 level assist. Will you ever play this card? No. Does this card offend me? Also no. Like this card offends me. Her smug face, it offends me.
The white Kurumi's face.
All right, last.
I mean, one of the things I really like about Weiss in general is that even like the commons and uncommons, a lot of times will have like fringe playability. They'll have like some
Something, right?
merit.
But like
But
these are
something
just
like this is,
always
like-
worse. They're always worse than like even like other shit that's in your trial deck usually. Like
Yeah.
there's always bad. All right. Next, back to Andy.
All right, another character that doesn't matter. -2 levels on stage. Okay. Level 0.
Level 0 fame.
All right. When there's a place from hand to stage, choose one of your opponent's characters until the end of the turn. That character gets the ability. This cannot move. I like that. When this is reversed, if the level of the opponent is higher than the level of the opponent is higher. Okay, it's an anti-change clock bomb.
Yeah, level 2 anti-change clock bomb.
This card is actually really good. I like this a lot. The ability just to like this is like so mean against standby. You lock down their card that they just standbyed out to their back row or something. They standbyed a big card in their back row they want to pull forward. You lock it down on the back row. They can't move it or anything. Then you crash into their other big boy in the front row and clock bomb it. And now you've like effectively answered 2 of their lanes next turn.
It is good in those situations for sure.
Like, this is really similar to the Mystic Eyes Rider that I was playing in Fate. But this is like quite a bit better, I think.
I think this card's kind of situational.
Or is it the same thing as that Rider? I actually don't remember. I gotta look that up.
Keep in mind, it has to be a higher level, and you're playing this at level 2. You're probably not going to be able to answer their stuff because they're also going to be level 2.
They're early play?
I think that... Okay, now hear me out.
We already have an Adachi, so it doesn't really
I was going to say, I think that if I was choosing between this and an Adachi, and I had no bearing on like my color or anything else, I would choose the Adachi every time.
I think I'd play this card, actually.
I value being able to play my removal card as early as possible versus having like a weird like kind of case effect like this.
I like the fact that you can double dip on this. I think if it were me, I'd play this over the Adachi.
Well, you know, that makes sense.
Maybe the Yoshino Adachi is really good, but like compared to just like the 1/1 normal Adachi.
Oh, I'm talking about like this card versus vanilla Adachi.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one we already have in this set.
I like this so much better. This does something novel and unique.
You would like this better.
It's something
I don't know what I'm trying to say with that, but you would. You would like this better.
I do like it. I would play it. I think I'd play this over the Yoshino Adachi, actually. I really, really like that effect.
Okay, well that is categorically incorrect.
Alright, Andy, when Data Bullet comes out, I better see you play this card.
Yeah, in 8 standby, you play this instead of Yoshino Adachi. Let me know how that goes.
Well, I mean, in standby, that's different though. Like, if you're playing standby, the ability to like move the Yoshino.
Well, duh, yeah.
All right, well,
I guess if you're not playing standby, if I wasn't playing standby, I'd play this card instead.
This lockdown effect is like so much worse than it reads. Like my take on it every single time. Like, I've seen the lockdown effect. I've had cards that incidentally have the lockdown effect. Played them into standby decks. Let me tell you, it doesn't actually do shit. You think it's so good, walk through all these situations where it's good, and then your opponent just goes, well, I'll leave it there this turn. You still lose board anyway, and then they fucking swing into you, and then you go, well, my card didn't do anything. You move on with your life and you lose because you're playing a bad deck. They played this card in it. That's just sort of my take on the lockdown effects. I think they sound so much better than they always are. They sound so much better than how they end up working out. But like whatever, at least this card also removes your opponent's big card in the front row too. So it's at least being proactive somehow. But I still think 1/1 Adachis are better.
Not everyone shares my vision. You know, it's a gift.
True. It is a gift.
It's a gift and a curse. More public curse.
Who the fuck is this? Who is this?
This is the fucking lowest budget art I've ever seen.
We have another theme level 0 card that when it attacks, if you have 2 more other characters, gets plus power, where it's equal to the level of the character across this times 2,000. So if you're attacking a level 3, this card becomes 13k level 0, technically.
Wait,
no, it doesn't. This card becomes
not bad.
Card becomes a 15k against a level 3.
Oh wait, I'm better.
So if you are playing the memory, okay, this card's actually good. If you're playing memory, you have to assume you're playing memory, right? In a deck,
I thought 2 are
in a deck where we assume we are playing memory, this card is actually disgusting because it's a It's a fucking 13k against 2/2s and a 15k against 3/2s. That'll like always clear. I played a card kind of similar to this in Dalsegno. It's not a 9k, but it like has other effects and stuff. And that card was already obnoxious. I think that card was a base 7/5, and it had this same line of text here. And that card always one board against everything, against standby decks and stuff too. So this card is even bigger than that. Assuming you are playing standby, this card is like actually legitimately a good card. Or not playing standby. Like, assuming you are playing memory. Are you playing memory? Probably not. But if you are playing memory and you are playing this set, you probably play this as your like level 2 removal card. Card is legitimately good.
One thing I will point out, I mean, we are talking about Data Bullet, not Data Live necessarily, but you do have access to the same card pool. Don't forget there is that origami that you can run,
yeah, you're right. That origami's broken.
which is literally better than this.
Yeah, the origami's so busted. Remy bomb profile is so fucking stupid. I always forget about that card.
Did you want to overlap for comparison? If not, it's not a big deal.
No, you want to tell you. So people these days, they know what Remy bomb is. It's plus 1,500 times the number of events in your grave, and it's like
also
anti-early
a
play bomb. So like it lets you win 2 lanes instead of 1, which is like really gross.
There's a weird level 0 thing going on here. I wonder if there's enough cards that enter at level 0 that there could actually be some weird fringe deck you could play with that one
with the one back row that just moves the white queen around.
It seems like it would have some awkward synergy with that though, because you need 2 characters in memory for that, and that other card's like dumping your memory.
Oh, wait, it only moves white queens around, doesn't it?
Well, this is on attack, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
You could switch a white queen with this though. You could move this massive 9K in front of their other card.
Yeah, but I don't know if there's enough white queens in this deck with the level 0 variant to make it work or not. It's a very weird mechanic. I don't think you can actually make it work. But whatever.
Would be nice. All right, lightning round promos. We're almost done. No idea if English was going to get these, but we're going to cover them. If we get them, we get them. When this place remains the stage, you may pay the cost, which is 2. If you choose one of your opponent's characters, return it to their hand. So you can bounce a character, pay 2 bounce on play. Then on attack, choose another character that has Konzo or Hibiki in its name, and that character gets 1,000 power this turn. I don't know who Konzo is.
Who the hell are these people?
I don't fucking know. It's a on play pay 2 bounce. It's not that bad.
I mean, that second effect's actually relevant. Like, depending on who.
I don't think it can pump anything relevant actually.
I just think it's not relevant enough. You have that Hibiki that's in the same set that also bounces. That's like strictly.
Yeah, but there's a level 0.
Who's Hibiki? Who's Hibiki? I don't think that level 3 Hibiki was. If we're talking about the level 3 bouncer, I don't think that was that great. I'd much rather play level 0 bouncer.
Not the one that has the whole synergy of the white queen to heal.
I am pretty sure Konzo, if I had to guess, and Brandon can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe he doesn't know. I think Konzo is fucking like Kurumi before she's Kurumi. Is that right? I don't know how spirits work, dude.
I actually don't know.
Okay. I think it only works with that one card where it's the faded background. The one that gets like twin drive and sucks. Maybe. I don't know who these characters are, dude. I just know Kurumi shoots a gun, dude. I'm a simple man. I see the gun, I see the heterochromia. I buy the card. Like, come on.
Easy as.
Kurumi's hot. That's all that matters.
All right. Level 0, 2,500. At the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you may put the top card of your deck in the waiting room. The card's Data Spirit. You move this to an over front row slot. It's a vanilla mill runner.
Let's go.
They didn't even have a vanilla mill runner. They had that weird runs away runner. So like, it is a plus 0. It's a totally playable card.
I think they had like an actual runner too.
Did they have a free runner? No, it's it runs away. It's the Yoshino that runs away.
Yeah, the Yoshi runs away.
And the Yoshi got bigger, but
yeah, the Yoshino slapped.
Yeah, it's good. I'm saying the Yoshi's better than this, I think, but we're not talking about Data Log necessarily. But
I mean, it's whatever. It's an option for Kurumi waifu deck. Like,
yeah,
I don't think it's a bad card. I don't know. We'll probably never get it. It's a promo. So who knows?
Really matter. I wouldn't run it.
It's a shitty promo, so we will get it. The only ones we don't get.
Yeah, if we do get these promos, they're not in the boxes or anything because it's an extra booster, so they'll be like shop promos or stuff. I do like the art on the runner. It's like the flattened style art, which is most of the Data Bullet art actually is like flatter. Has its own appeal, I guess. Whatever. So that's it for Data Bullet. In terms of like meta shakeup, is it gonna bring like Dal into being like this crazy fucking shit? Like, oh my god, it's unstoppable. Because like, for those of you that don't know, by the time Data Bullet was out in Japanese, they already had the restriction list. So it coming to English, where there's no restriction list, maybe we'll see something. Where would we expect something to happen? It wouldn't be a standby focus deck, I don't think. I think it would be a costless deck that somehow leveraged both costlessly winning board, which would then abuse the Toka 1-0 back row while also playing MLS at the same time. It would be a combination of MLS and the 1-0 Toka back row. And you'd use some cards to like costlessly win board without it generating advantage. So I don't know if that's better than just playing 8 standby Dow. It's probably not. But
I personally don't think that the inclusion of Data Bullet in the English meta, I don't think it really changes too much. I think it just gives alternative options. You can play 8 standby, or you can play 8 choice, or 8 bar.
8 bar, yeah. It gives you some different decks.
Are fine. They're all just different decks. I don't really think it makes Dal any more broken, really.
Yeah, it's not like some sort of crazy shit. So
you're just replacing good cards with other good cards.
Yep, it's just like other stuff happening.
Like the set was already so... Data Live's already so good to begin with. It's not like there's any like fat to trim from the deck. It's like a very solid, all-around, powerful deck. It's not like it needed a power-up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's creating completely different styles of deck.
You just have like different options to mess around with, which is nice.
For now, I'd say, but with Data Live Season 4 coming out, maybe we'll get that new Weiss set for Data Live.
Yeah, we didn't even use any footage from Data Live fucking Season 2. We don't even have the twins, dude.
We might have three. Yeah. We might have three.
The twins have a card, dude. The twins have a card.
Yeah, and fucking
Fantasia Bunko.
Fantasia Bunko. We don't have any who's her name cards either.
Yeah, you do.
Miku.
Organ Girl?
Yeah, we don't have any Miku cards either.
She's in Fantasia Bunko.
Yeah, she has the one good card in Bunko. Bunko Babes.
Yeah, the one that sometimes standby runs.
It's like a tech for standby decks.
I don't think we have the witch though. The
green
witch,
the
lolly witch or whatever.
No,
not in Bunko.
Rip.
Maybe we'll get up to 3 more Dal sets.
Data Live, just more sets. Just fucking milk that money machine, Bushiroad.
Oh yeah, I will buy every single one of them.
Well, a true Data Live set too. Now that's when like English starts to like fully degenerate. I think.
Bro, AOT set 3.
AOT set 3.
Return to its
reprint.
Prominence.
Okay, reprint. Thank you on a standby.
Let's go.
Break the game.
Oh my gosh.
Think about it. You stand by Armin at level 1, and then he changes.
Oh my god! Imagine people sleeving up the Kurami finisher and saying, "Oh my god, you're playing a broken card against me. This is unfair."
Oh my god. All right,
wow,
I think that's
first world problems.
I don't think we have anything else. This will air after we finish Hololive. So that's wrapped by now. What's coming out? What's coming out after that? Let's take a little look.
S tier.
Ruby. I'm pretty pumped for Ruby after these reveals. And it's things I never thought I'd say for $10 billion. We already did Mushoku Tensei. We already did Bang Dream. We already did Rental Girlfriend. We already did everything else. We did Quince. Did it all. Tokyo Revengers. Tokyo Revengers. Yeah, we want to get back to Rush Rundowns. It's
are you done recording?
No, I'm still.
No.
We're still going, Brandon. What's
Oh.
up?
We're giving the people
sorry.
what they want to hear.
Yeah, we're talking
We're
about what's
promising
going
stuff,
on.
and we just won't deliver.
Well, no, man, you just want to get out of here. You just want to leave. You're just like, oh, I gotta fucking jack off. I've been looking at these Kirby cards for so long. You fucking asshole. Didn't even fucking. This man bought
That was a good one, Carmen. That was good.
This man fucking commissioned.
What else am I supposed to do?
This man fucking commissioned like a completely hand drawn like Itasha car wrap of Kirby, and it's been fucking months, and he hasn't even put it on his car.
I'm getting it. I told you it was my reward for getting a new job. I got my new job, so it'll probably get put on soon.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
You can put it on here or something. I don't care.
Send me that thing. I can slap it up on there. No, when you fucking get it put on your car, I'll put your car in the fucking channel. I'll film a fucking like vlog video. You can show off your fucking car when you get it on there.
Oh, nice.
All right. I think that's it.
Sitting right in front of me, so.
Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz signing off. We'll see you guys in the next one.